Hi, I'm Anthony Cow. I work for Thornburg Investment Management. I'm a senior data operations specialist for them, and I have been working with their Salesforce data and their Salesforce system for 5 years. What led us to Demand Tools was actually a recommendation from a consultant that helped us with our initial Salesforce integration. And they saw a problem of when we were bringing in a large third-party data set. And this large third-party data set would have more or less added a million more objects into our system. And we were actually recommended, hey, there's this tool that just lets you do all of that. If you're worried about duplicates, if you're worried about managing large quantities of data and you don't have the budget to hire 50 people to daily monitor it, Demand Tools is the product you're looking for. It does all this stuff. You can do everything automatically, and it does merges in a way that sales doing them in Salesforce just isn't practical. When I look at Demand Tools whole suites and like what's my favorite aspect of it and the aspects we were really drawn to, um, the company is really drawn to its ability to merge records, the ability for it to merge the large data sets that we buy from brokers and the human entered data that we get from our sales team is like invaluable. It is an amazing way of being able to identify nicknames and identify duplicates that way, addresses, like it does this whole thing. Also, we have a system where we can't merge things immediately because we have downstream implications if you were to just merge and delete like Salesforce normally does. So the feature within merge that lets it sit around for a little bit with like a delete flag on it is like absolutely invaluable for a company to make sure all of our systems are completely in sync. My personal favorite thing about Demand Tools is the export feature. And I know this doesn't sound like particularly exciting, but the export feature, once you put your criteria of what you want to export at the very bottom, it just gives you a number and it generates that number so quickly. So I will have Demand Tools export feature up in any meeting in which we're talking about Salesforce because I'll get random questions of how many customers in New York do we have with over $1 million in sales. I can pull that number up in like a minute compared to if I went to Salesforce or tried to query our warehouse directly, which it would take me a while to run that. And meetings I'd have to go, let me get you that number after the meeting. I can provide that number. I don't need to export the data, but the mantle just gives you the number extremely quickly. So in meetings, I can live produce numbers for people. Measuring success in my role and the utilization of demand tools in the role, it's very hard to vague because data governance and data quality isn't one of those things that like you cross the finish line and you're done. It's a daily grind. It's daily issues that come up constantly. So what I measure success is that when one of our sales or marketing people successfully contacts, reach outs, makes a sale, that will count as a success. We buy data from a data broker. We implement all their emails. Then demand tools runs the automated BriteVerify script to verify this email is good. Demand tools then checks, is this email previously hard bounce? Let's uncheck the hard bounce so it properly syncs with our marketing system, marketing cloud. Then demand tools will go in and check, okay, is this person email opted out? Do I need to reactivate this person? And finally, it gets synced to our marketing cloud once Demand Tools has gone through all the process of making sure the contact is exactly the way it needs to be in order for our marketers with this brand new email to actually send them out an email. So I don't say that success is measured by something that's like tangible. It's more of the daily grind of making sure that the best data quality is handed to our sales team and our marketers. What Demand Tools has actually done for us is saved us so much. This automation is really impressive. Just from this past month, so in a 1 month snapshot, our Demand Tools has merged 1,500 records. And that is just our merge system. It has touched and modified in some way 75,000 records this past month. That is a lot of work. I recently just tried to calculate how long it would take a human to do that. It's about 120 person hours a week worth of like system processing that's being done. If I had a recommendation for anyone who was looking for a way to clean up their CRM, I would highly recommend Demand Tools. Demand Tools for me has basically been a junior developer. I have had Demand Tools do things where we've had conversations with third-party develop or third consultant developers, in which demand tools can do the same thing. It's not an automated process or programmed into Salesforce, but if you're looking for something to do a lot of the little stuff that you would hire a developer to just like do, demand tools just does that. It's simple as like addresses, cleaning up an address, setting states to two letters instead of the whole state name. That's all stuff that a developer can do, or that's stuff you can just make Validity do. And I would fully recommend it for anyone who's looking for junior level developers in the Salesforce system because it just does that and you don't need any coding experience and it's pretty straightforward.